will be featured. Sports Talk, live Thursdays at 6 p.m. on the Delaware Valley's RCN 8 and the Lehigh Valley's RCN 4.
From the Catasauqua High School Gym in Northampton, RCN Sports presents the opening round of the PIAA Class 4A Girls Playoffs. It will feature the the Nazareth Blue Eagles. They're the District 11 champions, 23-4 their overall record. They'll take on the number 8 seed out of District 1, the Pennsbury Falcons. They enter with an overall record of 14-13. Good evening and welcome, everyone. I'm Chris Michael along with John Leone. Glad you could join us for Game 4 of our state playoff quadruple header tonight on RCN Sports. John, Nazareth is coming off a very important District 11 championship, their first ever in school's history. First time Nazareth has ever won 2 major titles in a single season for any sport. But they're matched up against a player that is getting a lot of looks by Division I schools here tonight. Yeah, really, Chris. Her name is Sajana Bethia, and she is putting up enormous numbers. She's averaging 17 points a game, and she really feeds off an offense that likes to get the ball up and down the floor, and they like to score points. So it's going to be very, very important for Nazareth to run their stuff as we take a look at her. I mean, she's a big kid, but she's got great athletic skills, and again, she can score in bunches. So she'll be the focal point of Rich Bickert's defense tonight. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for Pennsbury, and Bethia can play at different spots on the floor, which makes the other players around her very important. Carly Coven, of course, a big double-digit threat. She's 6'1", the tallest player on Pennsbury. She can score, she can rebound, and Caitlin Kelly is one of the other offensive options coming out of the guard position. She was a third-team All-League for Pennsbury this year, so there's definitely some other weapons that Nazareth has to concern themselves with. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Caitlin Kelly averages nearly 10 points a game, so she's a nice complement to Bethia. But again, Nazareth is going to have to be careful in transition. I think the big issue for Pennsbury is, can they guard this efficient Nazareth offensive team? I mean, Rich Bickert has them clicking on all cylinders. They're among the best three-point shooting team, not just this year, but historically in the region. So this is the team that spreads it around, and Pennsbury will have its hands full defensively. They come in as the 4th most prolific three-point shooting team ever in girls basketball history. We'll take a look at the starting 5 right now for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. And again, those threes can come from anywhere. The Calabrese sisters, Lennon Kramer, Casey Beeler had a big ball game in the district championship. She had a team-high 14 points. And just to keep everyone honest, Chelsea Gary does yeoman's work inside, scoring the points in the paint. They have great balance, Chris, and I think if you were to ask anybody who is their go-to player, they would be hard-pressed to pick one out. The Calabrese sisters are certainly dynamic. They're catalysts, but I'll tell you, Casey Beeler, you mentioned Chelsea Gary, gives them a presence on the inside. Lennon Kramer, they all do their job, Chris. It's a situation where the sum is greater, or the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. We'll take a look at the keys of the game, brought to you by Brown Daub Chrysler. And for Pennsbury, they have to defend Chelsea Gary down low, and still at the same time watch out for the perimeter players. And for Nazareth, they have to try to frustrate Sajana Bethia in low to the basket when she's down there, and try to deny her getting the basketball in high percentage situations. And again, Chris, this is a Pennsbury team coming in against the number 1 seed. They've had to travel as we take a look at Donna Nicholson, who's done a terrific job with this program. This is her 11th year as the head coach of the Pennsbury Falcons, and Chris, again, as we saw in the earlier game tonight, Southern Columbia coming in as the underdog against the top seed Notre Dame. It'll be important for them to get off to a good start and create some confidence for themselves, because Nazareth can just wear you down. We'll have all the action between Nazareth and Pennsbury in this opening round state playoff game. The 4A girls turn up next right here on RCN Sports.
Fight stains with the touch of a button, and get extra cleaning power with exclusive Steam Assist in GE's most advanced wash system ever.
Visit your local Kleckner & Sons to explore the new GE top-load laundry pair and take advantage of this limited time offer. Or shop online at klecknerandsons.com.
Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy has been making life easier for you, the name you trust most when you need your prescription filled. That's because getting your prescription right is our #1 priority, and only Walters Pharmacy delivers anywhere in Allentown for free. Our wide selection of health products and mobile equipment, as well as our convenient hours, make Walters Pharmacy the fast and convenient choice.
I went to Walters Pharmacy and they were able to supply all of my child's needed medications.
I call Walters Pharmacy for all my prescriptions and healthcare items and have them delivered to my door.
Walters Pharmacy in Allentown.
At Brown Dobb Suzuki, we say the customer always comes first. But what does that mean? It's not just about great service, deals, or salespeople. It's in our approach. It's about putting you first.
Get the new, fun-to-drive, sporty 2012 Suzuki Kizashi S all-wheel drive sedan for only $189 a month.
We don't just sell cars. We give our customers reasons to buy, like the lowest cost all-wheel drive in America. See how we put the customer first on Jandy Boulevard in Nazareth.
Welcome back to the Catasauqua High School gym. Nazareth, fresh off a District 11 championship win over Pocono Mountain West last Friday, 50-43. They hit 6 threes. Speaking of those three-point bombers for the Blue Eagles in the 7-point win. Pennsbury coming off a loss to Boyertown, 53-49, as they fell into the 8th seed coming out of District 1. Still a very successful season for Pennsbury, and they look to try to push it a few more ball games here in the state playoffs. They're a team that normally plays up-tempo, but they are comfortable if it becomes a half-court game, as they have Miss Bethany down in the low blocks where she can score both inside and from the outside. She's been offered some scholarship offers from smaller Division I schools. At 5'11", she's not quite tall enough to fit into the upper echelon of Division I schools, but nonetheless a Division I talent overall, and she is just a junior.
Yeah, when you can score, Chris, you can score. So we'll meet her soon as we get introduced to Pennsbury first.
First player out will be number 5, Carly Coven, 6'1" senior center. She's averaging 6 points and 5 boards. The next player out, number 13, Caitlin Kelly, 5'6" junior guard. She's averaging 9 per ball game. Number 21, Alexa Lucas, 5'10" senior forward. Number 24, Courtney Kruskavage, a 5'7" senior forward, averaging 5 per ball game. And number 42, Sanjana Bethea, a 5'11" junior forward. She's averaging 17 points and a team-high 10 rebounds. Donna Nicholson, her 11th year at the helm of the Falcons. Now for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. The first player out, Molly Calabrese, a 5'4" senior guard, averaging 6.1 per ball game, followed by her sister, Morgan Calabrese, 5'5" senior guard, averaging a team-high 12 per ball game. Number 13, Lennon Kramer, 5'7" senior forward, averaging 8 per ball game, second on the team in rebounds. Number 25, Casey Beeler, 5'7" sophomore forward, averaging 5.8 points. And number 32, Chelsea Gary, 6' junior center. She's averaging 7.9 points. She's the team's leading rebounder. And Rich Bickard, running the Blue Eagles with the school's first ever back-to-back LVC and District 11 4A championship. The officials for tonight's ball game, Herman Little, Jeff O'Brien, and Eric Stryba.
Good crew to work this 4A girls state playoff game, and they'll be busy tonight because Pennsbury, Chris, is going to try to force the action, and of course anytime Nazareth is out there, boy, they do such good stuff. You know, you get the sense that if Pennsbury can make this game a little ugly, it'll work in their favor, because Rich Bickard really has his team playing, when they're playing well, like a well-oiled machine. They're very fluid, they're smooth, they move the ball well, and they set up that terrific three-point shooting game that they have. Pennsbury, on their other hand, they're going to try to push the ball up the floor, create some turnovers, and score in transition.
Nazareth also a team that feels very comfortable both in the up-tempo and the half-court game. They win the tip. They have the basketball first.
Yeah, I mentioned that to Rich the last time we chatted. I mean, they're versatile. They can play both ways. They don't mind going up and down a little bit, but again, against a team like Pennsbury, I think they want to be careful just how fast they do go. Pennsbury straight man-to-man.
Calabrese with the basketball. Inside to Beeler. Nazareth showing some patience on their first possession. Inside Gary, nice turnaround move off the front of the rim. Beeler with a rebound.
Great offense by Nazareth that time. Offensive rebounds, as I say all the time, Chris, they're not an accident. When you run good offense, your teammates know when and from where the shot is coming.
Rich Pickard in his 7th year. His teams have now qualified for the state playoffs in 4 of those 7 years. Molly Calabrese with the basketball, dribbles out of the corner. A minute gone by. Nazareth has kept the first possession, and they turn it over as they tried to go inside to Lennon Kramer, but the pass was off to her left.
They held the ball for over a minute, and they had a pretty good look early on by Gary on the inside, and now Nazareth, Chris, is going to bring some pressure of their own.
Bethia now bringing the ball up for the Falcons. Kramer defending her.
Pennsbury's they're not a tall team, Chris, but boy, they're solidly built. Now there's Bethia.
The three. No numbers on her three-point shooting ability, but Donna Nicholson did say that she feels very comfortable from the perimeter as Nazareth with its 2nd turnover in as many possessions.
Yeah, not a good start. Rich Pickard, I mean, he's a perfectionist, and he's got the team that, you know, makes it legitimate for him to expect that. Here's a long 3.
By Kelly. Ball was tipped, last touch by Kruskavich, and Nazareth will have it back.
Started to say about Pennsbury, Chris, they are a big team. They look like a physical team, and though not tall, it looks like you know, they can move well and they can be physical against Nazareth.
Kramer with the basketball up top to Morgan Calabrese, who has a great touch on her three-point shot. As you get a look at it right there, her 52nd triple of the season.
They set a little back screen for, I think it was Baylor, and then Calabrese just stepped back as they gave help off that back screen. Well-designed play.
Calabrese shoots 35% from beyond the arc. Nazareth hits the scoreboard first. Lucas on a pull-up jumper, blocked by Beeler. And chased down by Kramer. Long outlet to Morgan Calabrese. And her shot was blocked by Kruskavich.
I thought Morgan Calabrese might have been able to finish that play, but, you know, she thought better of it, tried to pull it back out, but there was nobody trailing it.
Calabrese slips. Kelly over to Kruskavich from the corner, and the rebound by Kramer. Bethea with a heady play. Steals it away. 3rd turnover now on Nazareth.
Yeah, they're you know, they're doing a decent job on the boards, but this is very uncharacteristic for the Blue Eagles.
Bethea now matched up with Morgan Calabrese off a screen. Jump shot by Coven off the back of the iron, and Molly Calabrese with a rebound.
Right now, Pennsbury having some trouble finding the bucket.
0 for 3 from the floor to start. Molly off the Gary screen. Looking for Kramer. Little fall away, too hard. And the floorboard by Kruskavich.
Oh, here they come, Chris. They're going to try to hurry it up the floor.
Bethia up top. Kelly for 2. Got it. Her first field goal of the ball game.
The thing about Bethia, Chris, is she's so strong. Now, this is a subtlety, but her ability to pick that ball up off the dribble and deliver a fastball cross court allowed Kelly all kinds of time to shoot the ball.
Beeler for 3. She's 2nd on the team in threes. Now Pennsbury looking to take its first lead. Baseline Coven with a miss, but Thea working on the offensive glass, draws the contact, and will earn a trip to the free throw line.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, Chris. She doesn't have to jump very high. Watch her use her body. Caitlin Kelly drives. Now watch the rebound here. I mean, Bethea just uses her body to reach out and get the ball and then invite the contact, create space for herself, and all of a sudden she's at the foul line.
Pennsbury did not keep individual free throw shooting numbers. And when I talked to Donna Nicholson earlier in the week, she said, I think we shoot about 70%. Well, hold on, let me check. And she came back, added it up, and said, no, we're actually 63%. I think we should work on that.
Well, 63 as a team isn't bad these days. Everything's relative. But, of course, when Bethea gets to the line, that your percentage goes way up. So Jana knocks down 2.
First team all-league player.
Donna Nicholson now instructs her crew to go to a zone. It's a matchup zone. So you'll see them follow the cutters halfway through. It's not a, I don't think it's a conventional zone. Let's see if when Nazareth sends a cutter.
Molly puts it on the floor. Nice touch on the running jump shot for her first field goal.
Did not think she had room to make that play, but she's been doing that all year. Great little left-handed slashing move to the bucket.
Molly looking to go to Moravian next year. At this time, she's not looking to play basketball. Bruce Cavridge heaves it inside. Nice move there by Coven, who gets herself an open look after working hard to create the shot.
The old McHale series, that's the up and under. You pivot into your shot, you draw the defense up, and then you break down through. Just a classic low post move. Now they're playing man-to-man, Chris, but it's a sloughing, helping man-to-man. The defense, whoever's not guarding the ball has a foot in the lane. You see, there are at least 3 or 4 defenders in the lane at all times.
Well, tipped away. Nazareth keeps the possession. There's a look at Rich Bickert. His team also with its 4th season in which they have compiled at least 20 wins during his 7-year tenure. Pass is high, and incomplete pass as they were looking inside for Gary, but instead it results in another turnover for the Blue Eagles.
Spacing not real good right there. If you're going to throw it from that angle and from that far out, Chris, it's got to be a bounce pass, and I'm not sure Gary could have done much with it anyway where she was from where she was positioned.
And a steal by Morgan Calabrese over to Molly. Off the front of the rim, no good. Ball chased down off the hands of Pennsbury, so Nazareth will get it back.
Pennsbury's first turnover, Chris, and Nazareth will get a shot at it as a result.
Beeler up top, the leading scorer in Nazareth's district championship game over Pocono Mountain West with 14 points. Morgan was next with 13. Beeler gave up the look from outside, and a great pass inside to Chelsea Gary for her first field goal.
Wow, that's just a classic pick and roll. And Chelsea Gary and Casey Beeler on the same page. Terrific play.
Calabrese working hard for the steal there. Jump ball is called, and Pennsbury will have it on the possession arrow. But a good hustle play there by Molly to go down to her knees and get a piece of the rock.
Watch the pick and roll right here. Nice screen, and boy, Beeler never telegraphed where she was going to throw that ball, and just great communication between those two.
John, you'll be happy to know that Beeler was on Sports Talk last night, and not only did she do a great job, but she threw Joe Craig off the show. We're negotiating with Rich Bickert some kind of trade.
Was she pretty good?
Oh, wonderful.
She plays that way. She plays like she's a smart kid.
There's a steal by Gary, who steps right in front of that pass. Nazareth with a 1-point advantage and the basketball.
Now, in the half court, Nazareth is fine, Chris. They've got 4 turnovers, but they've resulted primarily in the full court. So if they can run their stuff, they should be okay here. But right now, it's been Pennsbury's ability to turn them over.
Beeler for 3. That knocked to the floor, but no foul called after the shot. Approaching the final minute here in the opening period. Gary disrupts that pass, tips it right into the arms of Morgan Calabrese. Beeler pushes the tempo. Kramer from the baseline. And the rebound chased down by Mathea.
And they can play for one, and that's what Donna Nicholson is signaling. They want to play for one shot here, maybe come away with a first quarter lead. They trail by 1.
Mathea started 0 for 3 from the floor. She has the basketball here, hoists the 3.
No, that's not the one they were looking for.
Floorboard by Kelly. And the basket by Coven off the assist from Kelly.
Long shot, long rebound. Ill-advised shot by Mathea, but it paid off for Pennsbury anyway.
Now Nazareth will get the final look. Morgan to Molly for 3. Rims it.
There's time if they hurry. Caitlin Kelly doesn't know it.
Kelly lost the handle, and that will do it. No shot at the end of the first quarter. Chelsea Gary with a big bucket inside keeping Nazareth right in this ball game, trailing by just one after one.
Do you know Cliff? Cliff & Company at ABE Car Care have always had the Lehigh Valley's auto repair needs covered. Cliff knows vehicles. He's at home on the racetrack, in the pit, and at either of ABE Car Care's Allentown locations. Want expert care to make your ride last? Get it in gear and come see Cliff and the gang at ABE Car Care.
Tune-ups, brakes, mufflers, inspections, and much more. Car Care Plus, only at ABE Car Care Centers.
I need electrical maintenance done on my older home.
YourElectricianOnline.com.
New lighting would really accentuate the kitchen.
YourElectricianOnline.com. Whatever your electrical needs, Shafnisky Electric is here to help. We specialize in existing homes and can help you create the perfect mood in a room with custom wiring. And when catastrophe hits, we're right there to help. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Shafnisky Electric.
Here's a story we're following. Construction is complete at Faulkner Chevrolet Cadillac, and their new facility is open for business. I spoke to Sam Borelli earlier about GM's response to this special grand opening.
We've received some extra shipments of our most popular models from Chevrolet and Cadillac. Every new car and truck is discounted without exception. It's the only way we can reduce this excess inventory.
Local car buyers are urged to proceed to Faulkner Chevrolet Cadillac in Bethlehem now to the end of February to take advantage. We'll keep you updated as this story develops.
Welcome back to the Catasauqua High School gym. Nazareth shot 3 of 8 in the first 8 minutes. Pennsbury 3 of 7. Quite a few nice plays, though, by both teams, with a few turnovers as well.
Yeah, the big thing for Nazareth, uncharacteristic for this Blue Eagle team, with 4 first-quarter turnovers. And that, more than anything else, Chris, is the reason why Pennsbury has been able to hang around. So you got to believe that if Nazareth can clean it up a little bit and knock down a couple of threes, they'll be in good shape. But again, this is a Pennsbury team that, again, as an underdog, they're away from home. And, you know, if they can hang around, again, as we said in the first game, that underdog hangs around, the confidence grows, and all of a sudden you're in a war.
Harley Coven, the leading scorer for both teams, 2 of 2 from the floor for 4. Bethia 0 for 4 from the floor for 0 through the first 8 minutes.
Now they're in the zone, Chris. Now they will not follow the cutters through, and they'll extend it to try to protect the perimeter.
Lauren Kresge, 5'7" sophomore, starts the second quarter for Nazareth. She averages 3.5 per ball game.
And they're playing the zone nicely, Chris. There's great communication right now. And they trade off nicely. That was very nearly another turnover.
Rich Bickert normally plays 9 or 10 deep. We saw all 10 in the rotation on Friday night against Pocono Mountain West, and all players really played well coming off the bench, a few providing some instant offense. That's Kresge with the basketball.
You see the way Pennsbury trades off, Chris, very nicely. They rarely get confused. Almost a steal there. Nice play.
Shot off the back of the rim. Gary there for the follow, and Bethea with a rebound.
Pretty good job by Nazareth to attack it, Chris. They got the shot they were looking for, but Gary couldn't get it to finish.
Pennsbury with the basketball, leading by 1.
Rich Bickert changes up again. It's a 1-3-1 zone now, Chris.
Taylor Ferguson is checked in for Pennsbury, the 5'5" sophomore, and we have a foul on Nazareth. That's just their second team foul.
Bethea is such a difficult matchup on the inside. They're going to give her a 2-shot foul, Chris. She did a good job of at least looking like she was in the shooting motion. So she gets to the line with a chance to extend Pennsbury's lead.
Kresge picking up her first foul. And Bethea hitting her third free throw.
Yeah, she was going up. It was a reach in from the top. And Bethea, it's just such a force in there, Chris. She can shoot the 3. She handles the ball. She can post up. She's a versatile player in a difficult matchup.
And she's now 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Biggest lead for either team so far.
And what Nazareth has to do now, Chris, they've got to send cutters against this matchup zone. You can't be stationary against it because it's just easy to match up. You get cutters, and the more cutters you have, the more the chance is that's great pass right there.
Taylor Umar in for Nazareth. Umar, 5'9" sophomore, averaging 3.8.
A save by Beeler.
Shot by Kresge was blocked by Ferguson. Now Beeler kicks it back up top to Kramer.
Chelsea Gary's having a time inside, Chris. She's moving well, but when she catches the ball down low, she's matched up with Bethea. She's giving away some height, but Chris, she's so strong.
Well, an open look that time. They had Gary open as Bethea came over to defend the ball handler.
We see a lot of zones, Chris, but to this point anyway, this is the best matchup zone I've seen because they play it well, they communicate well, and they trade off players very well.
Off the kickball, Kramer gets a nice look. Can't finish, though. Left it a little bit short. Pennsbury with a basketball.
That was Bethea in there again for the rebound.
Well, contested by Kramer, doing the job at the other end, knocking it away. Pennsbury will keep the possession, and they'll make another substitution as Lucas comes back in for the Falcons.
I think Donna Nicholson's going to get a timeout here, Chris. I think she wants to discuss how she wants to attack this 1-3-1 extended zone that Nazareth is throwing at them.
Roundup Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, one of the largest new and pre-owned dealers in the Lehigh Valley with over 225 used cars in stock. Bad credit, no problem. 100% guaranteed approval. Check it out at www.bdpreowned.com. Or stop in Brown Daub Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on Hecktown Road in Easton. And again, thanks to Rich Bickert and all of his players for being on Sports Talk last night. They did a great job. We tried to do some rapid fire questions and throw them off their game, and as they have been doing all year, they were spot on with all their responses and did a great job. And if you missed that show, you can check it out. It's available for free on RCN's video on demand for the next several weeks.
So they even make adjustments on the air. How about that?
They just threw Joe right out of the studio. I loved it. Inside look. There's Gary reaching around, poking the ball free as Bethea is looking to get that ball down on the blocks.
Nazareth came out trying to disrupt the offensive flow here a little bit by double teaming and very nearly came up with a steal.
Tobin, the game's top scorer, gives it over to Lucas, who misses the 18-footer, and Gary clears house for the rebound.
And so far, the defensive matchup, there's the Caitlin Kelly, follows her halfway through.
Kramer off the dribble. Matchup with Bethea. Goes back to Kresge. Inside Gary. Nice little head fake move and the easy deuce for her second field goal.
That was just a great pass by Lauren Kresge because there wasn't a whole lot of room. She had to get the pass over Bethea's head and into the hands of Gary, and there wasn't a lot of room there.
Nazareth back in transition. Hogan gets her pocket pick as Beeler comes away with the basketball. Eagles on the run. And nice job by the Falcons getting back in transition that time.
They did because Nazareth moved the ball well, but Pennsbury was there to cover every pass.
Nazareth trying to spread the floor. Look for Umar. No good. Rebound pulled down by Kresge. Gary gets doubled. Her pass picked off as the Blue Eagles commit their 5th turnover.
Yeah, too many for Nazareth in a state championship game or a state playoff game, and Pennsbury returns the favor.
Heads up play there by Lennon Kramer. That ball was wide. She didn't make a play on it, knowing that Nazareth would get the basketball back.
Yeah, this is just a nice job. Look at that pass. I mean, it's just over the outstretched hands of Bethea. There's Lauren Kresge, only a sophomore. Nice catch and finish by Chelsea Gary, and Nazareth cuts the lead to 1.
Taylor Ferguson back into the ball game for the Falcons. Nazareth down by 1. Dangerous pass. Kramer hustling, but on the jump ball call and the possession arrow belongs to Pennsbury.
I'm not sure if it was tipped or if Lauren Kresge was just a little indecisive on the pass. Let's take a look at it. And it was tipped, or she may have been fouled on the release.
Kelly avoids the backcourt violation, making sure her feet were in the front court before reeling in that pass.
And here's the 1-3-1 zone again, but it breaks down, and Pennsbury's going to get a shot.
From Kelly to Bethea. Bodies on the floor again. Kramer comes away with the basketball. Umar. And Nazareth keeps the possession down on the baseline. Molly Calabrese back off the Nazareth bench, joined by Morgan as well. Wheeler, pass is tipped. Contact there as Ferguson is whistled for her first foul.
Yeah, and you know, it was one of those plays where it's a loose ball, but Chris, you know, whoever initiates the contact, and clearly Taylor Ferguson ran in to the receiver that time and drew the foul. That's a good call. Unpopular call if you're from Pennsbury, but it's the right call.
Morgan up top to Molly. Morgan got a wide open look that time and buries the three for her second of the ball game.
One of the few times that Pennsbury got confused, and Nazareth does what Nazareth does well. Now they're going to go back to the 1-3-1 zone.
Bethea with the basketball. The Ferguson. Left side in Kelly. Denied the drive by Beeler. And a steal by Gary. Tallest player on the floor, running the floor. Her layup no good as she's knocked to the floor. No whistles. And Bethea gets another rebound.
Pennsbury holding its own on the backboard, but boy, that's a nice pass by Bethea. They're moving the ball well now, but Nazareth responding to every pass.
A look for Kelly. Banks it too hard off the board. The follow by Ferguson doesn't go. Flying in there and getting the rebound was Kramer. And a transition foul on Pennsbury. That's their second foul of the ball game.
For all the action up and down the floor, Chris, we've only had a total of 4 fouls called, so it's a cleanly played game, and neither team shooting the ball particularly well at this point.
It's a mini 5-0 run here for Nazareth, although it's been spread out over about 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's just one of those games, not for lack of trying. I mean, both teams playing at a hectic pace, but having difficulty finding openings.
That foul was on Cruz Cavage. Ball's tipped away by Bethea. And also tiptoed the sideline there to stay in bounds. Pennsbury looking to tie or take the lead with a 3.
Pennsbury with very active hands. Nice job by Kramer to rotate down on the weak side of the 1-3-1 zone. That's what it's designed to do. Very nearly came up with a steal.
Kelly to trigger the inbound pass. Pennsbury not a team that shoots a whole lot of threes. They don't have any so far here tonight. Nazareth with 2. Under 2 minutes left here in the first half.
I'm sorry, Chris. Bethea's been quiet the last few minutes, and Nazareth doing a good job shading to her.
Beeler with a poke. Beeler with a steal. Outlet. And Molly Calabrese stops, pops, misses off the back of the rim. Beeler high into the air for the rebound. Then he'll look past to Molly Calabrese, rims the 3. And Gary had the inside position. 2 players were there, Coven and Bethea. One of them committed the personal foul. Going to be Bethea.
It's another Pennsbury turnover. Calabrese does a nice job here reading the defense. Good look at the shot right there. It's Beeler again. We've seen her do so many times, giving Nazareth another look and yet another look.
Kramer from the elbow.
Again,
those types of shots are what they were hitting against Pocono Mountain West last Friday.
You're exactly right, Chris. You can't fault the kinds of shots they're getting, and they're just not getting them to fall right now.
Nazareth has had some ugly wins this year. When I say ugly, I mean not a whole lot of offense. They've scored in the 30s, but they're averaging 55 per ball game as the dead ball rebound results in a possession for Nazareth. And coming into the ball game once again will be Taylor Umar, 5'9" sophomore, averaging 3.8.
And we've talked a lot about Nazareth's offense, Chris, but I think sometimes their defense flies under the radar. Rich Bicker does a good job of mixing and matching his defenses and keeping other teams off balance. So when their offense is a little dormant, they're always able to stay in games.
Gary, turnaround jumper, no, but she's fouled in the act and will head to the line. And speaking of that defense, Nazareth comes in, averaging just 30 points allowed on defense.
Of course, it's always nice when you can throw the ball to a 6'2" or 6'1" girl on the inside like Chelsea Gary. She's got great footwork. She just drop steps, a little half hook, draws the foul.
Gary shooting 50% from the free throw line this year. And she hits the first. Donna Nicholson looking on. Her team in danger of falling behind by 2 possessions for the first time in this game.
Let's see what kind of defense they go to if Chelsea makes this one. She does. And I think they're going to stay with a 1-3-1, Chris, because it's been effective. Pennsbury's been stuck on 10 for a long time. Matter of fact, they extended even further.
It's been a 7-2 quarter for Nazareth.
Another steal.
Umar working against Bethea. The layup is short off the front of the rim. Umar chases down the miss. Gary fouled in the action. Will head right back to the free throw line.
Awkward move by Gary, but got it done, Chris. She was kind of indecisive, a little between shooting it and driving it. Let's take a look at it right here. It was a little old-fashioned little push shot, but she draws the foul nevertheless.
Hey, they know their history because we found out that Lennon Kramer, it was in fact named after John Lennon. But they actually knew who the Beatles were, and they knew some of the Beatles songs.
There you go. They're after my own heart. That's my generation.
Catherine Silvernail, 5'9" senior, checks in. Her first appearance for the Falcons here tonight.
And Chelsea Gary looked like she was twisting and shouting on that last shot because she kind of pivoted awkwardly, but drew the foul.
Bethea another rebound.
Did you get that twisting and shouting?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
And the original version, not the Ferris Bueller version with the trumpets and trombones.
No, that's right.
Final 10 seconds. Kruskavage back to Bethea. They swing it around. Silvernail. Bethea trying to cut through the lane. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. She gets the rebound. And they call a jump ball. Nazareth will have it, but with just 0.6 of a second left.
Boy, that gave you just a glimpse of how strong Bethea is on the inside. Sajana had 2 hands on that basketball, and so did Chelsea Gary. But boy, Bethea just twisted her like a pretzel.
Morgan Calabrese with a pair of threes. Nazareth has had a lot of success from beyond the arc this year. They have helped them out to a 4-point lead at the half. Numbers and highlights straight ahead.
If you're a homeowner with poor insulation, you're throwing away money. With Lehigh Valley Insulation, our experienced family of installers can thoroughly re-insulate your home. We assure the best material, installation of the highest standards, and affordable pricing. Every day, summer and winter, your money slips through gaps, voids, and other openings of your home's walls and attic areas. Let Lehigh Valley Insulation provide you with a comfortable lifestyle and a lower energy bill every month of the year. Call Lehigh Valley Insulation for a free consultation.
Remember, it's comfort that pays.
Lanta gets me to work every day.
Thanks to Lanta, I was able to get this job.
Thanks to Lanta Bus, I was able to take this job.
Many of my employees are able to get to work thanks to Lanta Bus.
Much like the Chamber, Lanta's expanded service will provide an opportunity for employers and employees to come together, which will provide the much-needed workforce for this growing Lehigh Valley.
Create a game plan for your financial future with Eric Engel of Janney Montgomery Scott. Contact Eric Engel today at ericengel.com.
Welcome back to the Catasauqua High School gym. Nazareth leads Pennsbury 14-10 at the midway point. Chris Michael and John Leone. Kind of a quirky second quarter. Nazareth was trailing by 1 entering the quarter. Ended up with a 4-point lead at the midway point, but the Falcons, as we'll see with the numbers in a minute, they were 0 for 9 in the quarter. Their only points in the second quarter came from the free throw line, but still they're only down by 4.
You're right, Chris. That's the good news if you're Pennsbury, and it was a disjointed first half. Neither team could really get any traction offensively. I love the matchup zone that Pennsbury is playing. They played it very well. And, of course, Rich Bickert pushing all the buttons defensively because, again, they just couldn't score.
First half numbers brought to you by Walters Pharmacy. Morgan Calabrese with a pair of threes, along with Chelsea Gary with a pair of field goals in tight to the basket, the leading scorers for the Blue Eagles. And then Carly Coven, Sanjana Bethea with 4 points. All of Bethea's points have come from the free throw line.
They have, Chris, and you know what? That's one of the keys. I mean, Bethea came in averaging nearly 18 points a game. This is a Pennsbury team that likes to push the ball and get points in transition. Nazareth has done a terrific job getting back and denying those transition opportunities.
As we mentioned, Pennsbury 0 for 9 from the floor in the second quarter, shooting just 18% from the floor. Bethea herself 0 for 5 from the floor. Nazareth getting some other opportunities here, but not, you see the free throw shooting numbers there. I think both teams are not happy with the high turnovers at this point as well.
That's exactly right. Now, Nazareth, though, Chris, those 6 turnovers, a lot of them, I think 4 of them happened in the first 4 or 5 minutes. The reason Pennsbury is shooting 18% is because Nazareth, after the first couple of minutes, is limiting the transition opportunities. Pennsbury is forced to attack Nazareth's half-court defense every time down the floor, and that's not their strength.
We invite you to tune into RCN Sports Talk every Thursday at 6 p.m. Coming up this Thursday, we'll be talking about the first 2 rounds of the state playoffs and previewing what will be the quarterfinal rounds next week. Our special guests will be RCN basketball analyst Tom Stout and Liberty Girls basketball coach Amy Yencho, breaking down all the state playoff games. Don't forget to tune in to Twitter or Facebook. Twitter at Sports Talk THURS. Also on Facebook, keywords Chris Michael Sports Talk. You can email us at any time at rcnsportstalk@rcn.com. And tune into the show live at 6 p.m. to win some great prizes playing our trivia games. RCN Sports Talk every Thursday live at 6 p.m. right here on RCN TV. Nazareth leads Pennsbury 14-10 at the halfway point. First half highlights straight ahead.
Avoid drama with A1 Towing Service and roadside assistance. Get the dependable, reliable service you deserve with A1 Towing Service. When you're in need of a tow because of a flat tire, dead battery, or when you run out of gas, our team of experts will rush into your aid. We offer the largest fleet in the Lehigh Valley to handle any accident. Our drivers are experienced, dependable, and equipped. We provide long-distance towing, official police towing, roadside assistance, and much more. Avoid the drama with A1 Towing Service and roadside assistance.
You've decided on a Chrysler. Smart. You already know you'll get your deal. The only question is where to go and why. Go to Rothrock. More cars, plus service on weeknights and Saturdays. And free state inspection for life, too. The clear choice for your new Chrysler is Rothrock. Of course.
Fight stains with the touch of a button and get extra cleaning power with exclusive Steam Assist in GE's most advanced wash system ever.
Visit your local Kleckner & Sons to explore the new GE Top Load Laundry Pair and take advantage of this limited time offer. Or shop online at klecknerandsons.com.
Welcome back once again to the Catasauqua High School gym in Northampton. Nazareth up by 4 at the break. John Leone standing by with a narration of our first half highlights.
Yeah, Chris, and off to a good start was Pennsbury. That's Carly Coven on the inside. Great little up and under move. Caitlin Kelly on the steal, and then Coven again for first half points. On the outside, Caitlin Kelly spots up. Great pass from Bethea that time, and it looked like Pennsbury was going to hang around. And then Nazareth gets cooking. Molly Calabrese on a left-handed drive, and then Morgan Calabrese knocks down a 3. It was only a matter of time before Nazareth knocked down at least a couple of them. They get confused here. The second 3 of that first half by Morgan Calabrese. And look at the pick and roll. Great pass by Casey Beeler to Chelsea Gary. And it looked for a moment like Nazareth was really going to get untracked. How about Lauren Kresge finding Chelsea Gary under the basket? But still, despite those highlights, only a 4-point lead for the Blue Eagles.
We'll be back with more second half action straight ahead on RCN.
Enjoy peace of mind and avoid unexpected service repair costs with the RCN Service Protection Plan. You'll get hassle-free diagnostics and repair for inside wiring problems, cables, and more, all for one low monthly rate. Get all your home's essential wires, including internet, digital TV, and phone, covered for just pennies per day, all under one protection plan. Take the worry out of repairs. Sign up for the RCN Service Protection Plan today. Call 800-RING-RCN.
When life gets complicated, we all need ways to simplify. One way is to use paperless billing from RCN. Sign up now and redefine how you manage your account. Log in from anywhere with internet access to view current or recent statements, check your account balance, pay your bill, or set up automatic payments. Keep life simple. Sign up for paperless billing. Click rcn.com now to learn more.
Welcome back once again to the Catasauqua High School Gym, the opening round of the PIAA 4A Girls Playoffs. Pennsbury with a basketball, trailing by 4. So Jana Bethea, the leading scorer on the team, 17.5 per ball game so far, 0 for 5 to start. You would have to think part of the halftime discussion was about ways to get her the basketball.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris, and we'll see if they don't try to get her down low a little bit more. I mean, they're defending her well on the perimeter.
Right now she's matched up with Molly Calabrese down low.
Well, they're playing I think they're playing a matchup zone. Boy, that was a great start.
Caitlin Kelly dropping in the 3. That's the first triple by the Falcons tonight. Just like that, it's a 1-point ball game.
I think Nazareth went to a little bit of a matchup zone, and they got confused in their own rotations.
Beeler with the basketball into the corner, and Morgan Calabrese.
Watch the Pennsbury zone, Chris. They trade off cutters. They don't follow their cutter all the way through. They'll trade her off to whoever is in the area to which that cutter goes to. Oh, that's...
Lenny Kramer, nice pass inside to Gary, but it's knocked away. Beeler picks it up, misses the jumper. Gary there collecting the loose change, and she now has a game-high 8 points.
Give credit to Casey Beeler again for keeping that ball alive, but that's an illustration of what can beat the matchup zone. Great cutters. We have good movement against it.
Kelly taking it strong to the rack. Left the layup a little bit short.
Well, Donna Nicholson wanted a foul on that play, and I'm not sure I disagree with her.
Morgan Calabrese thought about the 3, now puts it on the floor. The pull-up jumper is good.
Big turnaround. Yeah, great start for Nazareth. 5 quick points, Chris. I mean, it took them all first half to get 14, and less than a minute here to get 4 quick ones here in the second half.
This is the biggest lead for either team, and Bethea turns it over. Morgan with the steal. Settles back on the wing.
She wanted that one. I'll tell you what.
Well, she has 2 misses tonight. Both of them were half of the way down. And that one is all the way down.
Donna Nicholson's going to get a timeout, Chris, and that's what has made this team go all year long. All eyes on Morgan Calabrese because she knocks down 2 quick threes. But if you run that thing back, find out who unselfishly gets the loose balls and kicks them back out to Morgan Calabrese. It's Casey Beeler.
It's a 7-0 run for Nazareth, and time for the Lanta trivia question. Since 2000, who are the only 2 girls basketball teams to win back-to-back District 11 4A girls titles? And John, if you were watching last night,
I wasn't.
As a dedicated, oh, come on. Well, then you deserve to get this one wrong.
I know.
Tom Stout for president.
My bubble has been burst. All right. Since 2000, back-to-back 4A girls titles.
Yes.
All right. 4A, I can get this one.
One recent and one not so recent, but both 2 strong girls basketball programs. We'll give you the answer to that as soon as John comes up with it.
Oh, I know who it is. Well, one recent. That threw me out.
One recent, one quite some time ago. They've been struggling of late.
There are 2 girls teams who have won back-to-back. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, since 2000.
Who are
the question?
I've got one of them.
Are you sure?
There are 2
you want to bet a donut again on that?
Oh, no. $1 to a donut. I think I have one, and their name begins with E.
Rich Pickard will be trying to do just that next year. The defending LVC and District 11 champs.
Yeah, and Rich is going to try to pick up the pace here a little bit because he feels the momentum.
Ferguson into the ball game, and she gets her pocket pick. Eagles on the run. Into the corner. Morgan for 3.
Feeling it.
Ball's tipped off the hands of Gary. Beeler was also there. And now it's Kelly with the basketball. Bethea still looking for her first field goal. She gets doubled, splits the defense. Gets it out to Kelly, poked away and recovered by Kelly, and there Beeler with a steal. A 3-on-2 break. Kramer running the floor. Bethea with another rebound. She has to be closing in on double-digit rebounds. And Nazareth with a foul 90 feet from the basket.
And Beeler threw a terrific pass up the floor to a streaking Lennon Kramer, but good transition defense by Pennsbury, Chris, and they couldn't finish. But again, Nazareth is continuing to, you know, kind of turn up the heat defensively, and it's paying off big time.
Pennsbury heading into this ball game had lost 10 of their last 14 ball games. Bethea with a pull-up jumper buries it and gets her first field goal of the game. 6 points overall.
Yeah, they got to get the ball to her a little bit more, Chris, in better situations, because she's a player that can put this team on her shoulders offensively.
We asked Donna Nicholson about the sluggish run here. Losers of 10 of their last 14. She attributed it to one, working in some younger players into the mix, and also playing in that tough National Conference League down outside of the Philly area.
Now they're trying to find a seam in that defense, and another stop by Pennsbury. So a bucket here, Chris, gets them healthy again and kind of stems the tide, because, boy, Nazareth is off to a terrific start here in the third period.
Calabrese fell down. Morgan comes out to help the defense on Kelly. And Bethea up top. For the most part, it's been Lennon Kramer defending her. And there's a block by Beeler. And Nazareth last to touch.
But Beeler makes all the little plays, Chris. I thought that was going to be a layup for Pennsbury. Beeler came out of nowhere and deflected the shot.
Beeler just a sophomore. Three-point shot, no good by Cruz Savage. That's her first shot attempt of the game. 2-on-1 break for Nazareth. Morgan Calabrese searching.
Calabrese to Calabrese. You know, 2-on-1, and boy, the sisters executed that play almost as if they were related.
Inside look, Bethea. Nice move around Gary, but Gary with a rejection from behind.
Here they come. They got numbers if they hurry.
Beeler. A no-look pass for Kramer. And the rebound by Ferguson.
The more I watch Casey Beeler play, boy, Chris, I mean, she's got a skill set. I mean, she's got a lot of tools in that toolbox. I mean, she can pass it. She gets every 50-50 ball, every loose ball. She can rebound it a little. She's a good shooter.
Strong move to the basket. Got Gary to bite.
Well, Gary had nowhere to go. That was just one of those plays that Bethea was under control, Chris. If she were out of control, charging into Gary, I could see the call, but that was clearly a blocking call. It's one of those tough calls because Gary had nowhere to go. Good play by Bethea.
First foul on Gary for the ball game. Second on Nazareth here in the second half. And the first free throw is good. She can certainly stroke it from the free throw line. The first miss from the stripe. Molly Calabrese with a rebound. Kramer on the open floor. The layup just off the back of the rim, no good. The rebound by Kelly. Up ahead, Ferguson on a jailbreak. Morgan Calabrese comes back, though, denies her the shot.
Not only blocks it, Chris, but secures possession and starts a fast break. Here they come.
Molly back to Beeler, and Nazareth sets up the half-court game. Gary, the turnaround jumper short. Bethea, another rebound.
Can't quite get over the hump, can Nazareth. It's a 7-point lead. They've had a couple of opportunities to extend the lead, but Pennsbury seems to be dodging the bullet every time.
Their biggest lead tonight, 8. Bethea was pointing to go in that direction. She was not happy that they passed her the basketball. Popping out is Kelly.
She's down there now. They can get it to her.
Little post-up move against the double team, and she gets it to go.
Well, it was great patience. I think what she was saying, Chris, is give her time to get down in the low post. And that's exactly what they did. Once she got established on the block, she was tough to stop.
Molly Calabrese with the basketball. And a timeout called by Rich Bickert.
Yeah, he did not like the looks of the way that possession was developing and quickly called a timeout to design something.
He's also going to make some substitutions here. A minute 49 left third. Nazareth up by 5.
How about the Calabre sisters? They're having a little bit of a night here. There's Molly on a little slashing move to the basket. The little left-hander finishes. Here's Molly to Morgan. And Morgan knocks it down, sister to sister. I wonder if they argued at all when they were little growing up. Morgan with another 3. She's got 2 of them this quarter. Boy, she gets on a roll. And here's Molly with a block. I'm sorry, that's Morgan with a block and the retrieval.
I think they argued during every commercial break last night, as a matter of fact.
Did they really?
Some great off-the-air conversation.
Well, they're not arguing on the floor. Okay, trivia question. Here we go. I got it.
Come on. The question again. Since 2000, who are the only 2 girls basketball teams to go back-to-back in District 11 4A? John's answer is...
Emmaus and Parkland.
You got one.
Oh, come on.
More recently. Northampton team.
Oh,
with Jeff Jackson.
Yeah.
They went back-to-back, and unfortunately for Nazareth fans, a few of those district wins came at the expense of the Blue Eagles.
So wait,
at that time, were led by Erica Livermore.
So it was Northampton and
Emmaus.
Parkland with the Suber teams didn't do it.
Nope.
How about that? They had some good runs too. They had better runs in the state, I guess. Maybe they. It was Suber. It was boy. They had a.
You have to stay home more often on Thursday nights and just sit.
I know.
I've talked about it.
Uneducated. I don't watch sports talk.
5-point lead for Nazareth. Morgan Calabrese missing her, what would have been her 4th 3 of the ball game. She has 13 to lead the Blue Eagles.
But Casey Beeler almost came up with another steal. I'll tell you, a bucket here. Now, Lauren Kresge's going to get caught in the backcourt on a foul. And Rich Bickert doesn't mind it, Chris. It's only the 4th team foul, but you know, a bucket here, and all of a sudden Pennsbury is right back in this thing. So at the beginning of the second half, it looked like Nazareth was going to run away and hide, and somehow Pennsbury's hanging around.
Kresge picking up her 2nd foul. It's the team's 3rd of the half. Boy, down on the blocks, pullback jumper no good by Kovic. And Nazareth will have the basketball.
She really had a bad angle, Chris. I mean, it was a point-blank shot, but she was on the baseline and had no way to use the backboard. And that little in-between shot sometimes is the most difficult one.
Taylor Umar into the ball game for Nazareth.
Pennsbury's gone back to man-to-man now. They've come away from that matchup zone.
Umar with the basketball. Nice pass over to Beeler on the baseline. Slings it up top to Morgan. One more for Kresge. That was the longest 3-point attempt of the night. Cove in the rebound.
Well, it's right there. Lauren, only a sophomore. And you mentioned before, her dad, a Lafayette College graduate, actually played for me at Lafayette. And Tommy never saw a 3-pointer he didn't like. And Lauren is right there on that one.
Final 30 seconds of quarter number 3. Thea taking it to the house, and nice turnaround jump. She makes it look easy. She's now in double figures with 10.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, she just quietly gets her points, and it was a good idea by Pennsbury to go right to Bethea on that possession, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game.
Final 8 seconds of the quarter. Umar over to Gary between the rings. Beeler lost the handle on the way up. Bethea with a long one-handed throw that doesn't make it. Morgan Calabrese continues her hot shooting in the quarter. Hit a couple threes, hit a 2-pointer there, and Nazareth still leads by 3.
No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first.
A, B, C. Guess what, Grandma? I got the game ball.
Check this out. This is my future ride. No way. Oh, yeah.
Well, I got the job.
Sorry, Dad. I gotta run.
One more thing, son. I'm proud of you.
Create a game plan for your financial future with Eric Engel of Janney Montgomery Scott. Contact Eric Engel today at ericengel.com.
Welcome back once again to the Catasauqua High School gym. Chris Michael, John Leone, the start of the 4th quarter. Nazareth leading by 3. They have the basketball. looking for the right to move on to the second round of the state playoffs. The winner of this game will play the number 4 seeded District 1 team, Bayard Ruskin, or the number 4 seed out of District 3, Dover area. Quick Pennsbury comes away with a basketball.
Yeah, quick 3 out of the corner by Morgan, a little bit short. They came out of the third quarter huddle trying to get the ball in her hands.
Pull-up jumper by Kruscavage off the back of the rim, no good.
Guess who's got it?
And Bethea now with 12 points. Kelly has 5, Coven has 4, and that's about it, aside from Miss Bethea.
She's a little scary, Chris. In a close game, when you have a player like Bethea who can put up points at will, you just are waiting for her to kind of turn it on. So if it's a close game, you know, and you've got a player like Bethea, it bodes well for Pennsbury.
Molly Calabrese with a basketball. She's dished out quite a few assists tonight. Morgan Calabrese, the leading scorer, with 13. Inside Beeler, little fadeaway jumper, rims out. Morgan the rebound. Up top to Molly for 3. And a rebound by Kelly.
Not a bad possession. Here comes Pennsbury, and they've got numbers.
Kelly trying to take it coast to coast, banks it up and in.
It's one of the first transition buckets we've seen them get. That's what they like to do. They haven't had a lot of opportunities. They got one there, Chris.
That is their first lead since leading 10-9 early in the second quarter.
Nazareth did a nice job of getting themselves an easy look at it.
Morgan, the follow-away is good, and Nazareth retakes the lead, and a quick timeout by Nazareth.
For twice in a row now, they've run that set. Little back screen on the opposite side. Beeler missed a little one. They had a good look at it, and that time Morgan Calabrese gets it to fall.
Nazareth this year with wins over Pleasant Valley, Blue Mountain, Pocono Mountain East, East Stroudsburg North, and East Stroudsburg South out of the LVC this year.
Caitlin Kelly in transition. Chris, we talked a lot about their transition. That's how they like to play. But those opportunities have been few and far between for a couple of reasons. First of all, Nazareth transition defense has been outstanding, as we say hello and thank you to
Eric Snyder, Coach Mole, and all the people here at Catasauqua keeping good care of us tonight.
Had such a great conversation with Coach Snyder before the game, and we have more in common than I realized. And
I think you're going to invoice him because you were sharing some coaching strategies he might use for next year's team.
Well, I don't know if he'll use them, but some coaching stories for sure. Eric's been around, and what a great job he did with the Roughies this year. Well, here we go, Chris. We're on a bit of a seesaw. Let's see if Pennsbury can hang in there.
Kelly brings it up for the Falcons.
Rich Bicker changes defense. He goes to a little bit of a zone here.
Big 3 by Ferguson off the side of the rim. Bethea, another rebound. Kicks it back to Kelly for 3. Ball chased down by Morgan Calabrese. And Nazareth denied the fast break attempt.
I don't mind the zone by Rich Bickert as long as they shade to Bethea. Make somebody else beat you, because Pennsbury hasn't shown the ability to shoot the ball consistently from the perimeter unless it's Bethea.
Darian tight to the basket. Nice little head fake move. The follow-away jumper is good. She now has 10, and Nazareth goes up by 3.
I think they're going to stay in the 2-3 zone. I'll see how they play Bethea. It's going to be very important. Right now, Morgan Calabrese is playing her. You see how they're surrounding her, Chris.
Barry came over, boxing out, and we have a whistle and a foul as it hits the crosswire.
Yeah,
Nazareth will have the basketball.
Yeah, it's a dead ball. And what they're doing, Chris, is they're junking it up defensively a little bit. They've got Bethea surrounded by 2 players. See her on the inside, and they're just daring somebody else to make a shot from the perimeter. Pennsbury's going to get open looks, but it won't be Bethea.
And how about Gary boxing her out? She was about 15 feet from the basket when that ball was whistled dead. Molly with a nice job chasing that ball down. Over to Morgan. Threading the defense to Molly for 3. Got it. Her first triple of the ball game and 25th of the season.
That's a great timeout by Rich Bickert after that bucket that put him back up by 1. They can set up their defense, and now Donna Nicholson's going to take some time to talk about it.
This is the second 7-0 run by the Blue Eagles here in the second half. They now lead by 6 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Chris, the more we watch Nazareth as we take a look at the loose ball, great dribble drive, that time by Morgan Calabrese, who kicks it out to sister Molly. And boy, when you give her that much time and space, the Calabreses are going to knock them down. But you know, Chris, the more you watch Nazareth, you just get the sense that this is a team that has a certain destiny about it. They fit so well together. They make key plays at critical times of the game. They've got great role players. They've got just enough young players coming off the bench that can spell their key players, and they don't lose anything. Kids like Lauren Kresge come off the bench, and Umar comes off the bench. They get a lot of quality minutes from other pieces of the puzzle, and boy, I'll tell you, they really got it going.
And Rich Bickert this year quite frequently will go 9 or 10 deep. We haven't seen Liz Coyle or Steph Madera tonight, but you look at a player like Madera. When Chelsea Gary a couple games ago got in foul trouble, Madera came off the bench and scored 7 points in the second quarter to help Nazareth to a semifinal win and get them to the championship game.
Well, we saw Elizabeth Deitch last game contribute, and she's not been needed tonight, but that's not to say she won't be needed down the road as this team continues. Of course, we got a lot of basketball left here to play, especially when you got a kid like this on the other team.
A triple team fouled in the act of shooting, and she will head back to the free throw line where she has been lethal tonight.
Well, you don't want to bail her out, Chris, and that time she was triple teamed. She was fading away from the basket. If she makes that shot, so be it. But you don't want to give her 2 free ones at the foul line. The defense was fine, but the foul at the end of it was not.
Bethea started 0 for 5 from the floor. They kept pace with 4 consecutive free throws to start. Now she has found her rhythm here in the second half, and she now has 14 points for the ball game and 1 more coming up.
She most likely will get her average of 17 before she's finished here, but she doesn't panic. Chris, she's very even-keeled, and she lets the game come to her. But again, she's the kind of player that if this gets close down the stretch,
how about Lennon Kramer splitting the entire defense, lays it up and in for 2.
That's just a great read by Lennon Kramer. No one stepped up to stop the basketball, and she just kept going until somebody would. Nobody did, and it's a big bucket for Nazareth.
Blue Eagles have led by as much as 8 here in the second half.
Now they got Morgan Calabrese playing behind Bethea, but she'll get help. If the ball goes in there, she will get help. Anytime she touches it, they're going to double team her.
The guards checking out Bethea's location before tossing the ball around the perimeter.
And the one place they can get it to her is on the block, but then as soon as she goes to the block, Chelsea Gary is right there to help. They're going to try it again. Now they've got her down there. Can't get her the ball.
Quick 3 by Ferguson. It gets stuck on the side of the rim. It's a jump ball. And Pennsbury will have it on the possession arrow, although they're backpedaling here. But they are going to inbound the basketball.
Well, first we got to get somebody to jump up there and...
Come on, John.
No. A couple years ago, maybe.
Well, Beeler wants to. I don't think I'll let her. She wanted to sing last night. I wouldn't let her do that. I'm sorry we didn't get to that.
Here comes
Eric Snyder.
Now, Eric, come on, jump up there, Eric. Eric's got some ups.
Oh, he's cheating. With a basketball and hit it down.
So that is a held ball situation. The arrow favors Pennsbury, so they'll get another crack at it. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't. Now the ball's in Bethea's hands, but surprised they're not working harder, Chris, to get her the ball.
Well, it's Beeler defending her. And Gary strips the basketball. Molly Calabrese on the run. Gets swatted from behind by Kruskavage. And they're going to call an intentional foul on Courtney Kruskavage.
Well, let's take a look at it. Chris, if I'm Donna Nicholson, I'm arguing that play, believe it or not.
She's across midcourt.
Yeah, I mean, that's a play on the ball. It was a hard foul, but clearly Kruskavage was going for the basketball. And I think it was the demonstrative nature of the swipe, but it's just a hard foul. So let's take a look at it, Chris. Now, if she grabs her around the waist or she pushes her, but she is trying to strip that basketball, that's just a play. That's just a foul, and take it out of bounds.
The only thing that I saw there on that replay, the left arm was pushing out a little bit. Not demonstrative. It ends up being a three-point play. Molly hits the free throw, and Morgan hits the deuce.
Great execution on the inbounds play, and Rich Bickert is going to like the second half film a lot more than he's going to like the first half film, and another steal.
Nazareth with its biggest lead of the ball game as Kramer dips in, gets fouled in the act of shooting by Kelly, and Kramer will head to the line for two.
It really has been the defense for Nazareth tonight, Chris, that has really carried the day. They've made some big shots, but really the tone of this game changed when they started turning up the defensive pressure and creating some transition opportunities.
These two fouls called on the Falcons were the first two fouls called on Pennsbury the entire half.
Yeah, they play great defense, Chris, and they do it without fouling, and I was especially impressed with their matchup zone. But, you know, give credit to Nazareth because, you know, they have faced a quality opponent. I mean, these kids, they're big and strong, and they know how to play, and they've got a terrific scorer in Bethea, and they make you beat them. They don't beat themselves.
It's now a 14-2 run for the Blue Eagles. Their first double-digit lead of the ball game, and that three by Kelly is no good. Gary, the rebound, gets knocked to the floor. Bruce Cavage came away with a basketball. Now, Pennsbury is not a prolific three-point shooting team as Kelly misses off the front of the rim, and that's going to hurt them as they try to get back in this game.
Well, and again, Rich Bickert's defense is designed to protect the inside and force Pennsbury to the perimeter. Now they can play a little time and score. Chris, up 11 with 2 minutes left, and it's going to come down to Nazareth having to make some foul shots.
Beeler on the floor, and Rich Bickert calls a timeout. Are they going to give it to him, though? The official's now going to talk it over. Beeler not happy with a little shove at the end of that play. And they will give Nazareth the timeout. They'll keep the possession with 2:06 left, sitting on an 11-point lead, and Donna Nicholson is once again not very happy.
Life on the road, even in high school basketball, can be unkind, and it was one of those bang-bang plays where the tie-up happened. The official in front of the Nazareth bench was hearing timeout, so it was his call, and he determined that Rich got the timeout before the tie-up took place.
Nazareth did have the possession arrow, but of course now they can keep it and have the basketball at the same time. Right now your top scorers for Nazareth: Morgan Calabrese with 15 points, Chelsea Gary with 10, Molly Calabrese with 6, and Lennon Kramer with 4 coming here in the second half. Pennsbury led by Sanjana Bethea with 15 points. Caitlin Kelly next with 7, and then Carly Colvin with 4.
Now, things picked up significantly in the second half, at least offensively. Both teams kind of loosened up a little bit, and it really has favored Nazareth. The Calabrese sisters have been, as usual, the catalyst, but everybody's played a role. Chelsea Gary, Lennon Kramer, Casey Beeler. The young kids off the bench have done a good job.
Beeler to trigger the inbound pass. 2:06 left. Nazareth looking to move on to the second round of the state playoffs. Kramer defended by Kelly. One of the areas of strength this year for Nazareth, their ball control. Even Gary, you see there, capable ball handler, gets doubled. They tie her up, and now the possession arrow comes into play as Gary once again is knocked to the floor, and she could be hurt.
Well,
she really hit the floor with her head.
Well, she hit her head hard. It was a tie-up, Chris. It was not intentional. They just get tied up. Watch her go down here. Actually, she was trying to pull the ball away, and we can only hope. You know, they don't fool around anymore with bumps to the head, and that would be if Chelsea Gary is out for any length of time, which, you know, we don't want to speculate, we don't want to, but that would be a devastating blow. Oh boy, she does hit it.
And credit the Nazareth trainer was out there. The Catasauqua trainer who's on hand was out there in a split second.
And you could see that Chelsea tried to rip the ball away, and she really hit the floor of her own momentum. That ripping motion, the momentum carried her to the floor. She wasn't flung to the floor at all.
And she's going to get a nice round of applause by both the school's fan bases here, and they're going to be very cautious with her and Let her take as much time as she needs before getting off the floor. Gary right now second on the team with 10 points, but as we've been talking about the last couple of games that we've seen Nazareth, she is so important to this offense because of what she does in terms of her defense, her rebounding, and also being a scoring option inside to set up all of these perimeter jump shooters.
Well, with her size and her experience, she's probably the one indispensable part because there's no one else at this point anyway that can simulate exactly what she does. There's a couple of young players on the way up, but right now, Chris, for where they are in the state tournament, that would be an absolutely devastating blow were she not able to continue.
Imagine Steph Madera came off the bench 2 games ago and played well when Gary had some foul trouble. She's going to check in here, her first appearance of the ball game. 5'10" senior, averaging 1.5. And now Pennsbury with a whole bunch of fouls to give. They start hacking.
Yeah, they're going to have to put Nazareth on the line, and they can't waste much time doing it. I mean, they still have 4 to give. So
catch and shoot by Morgan, around the rim and in.
Once again, the inbounds play, and they're executing it so well, Chris. And remember, this is a team that had 14 points at halftime was Nazareth. So they have loosened up. They have loosened up offensively here in the second half, has Nazareth.
Around the perimeter, Pennsbury trying for an open look, and they do just that. Kelly got a wide open look down low. And a timeout called with 66 seconds left in the ball game. Nazareth still leading by 11 as we get a look at the Big Woody's big shot of the ball game.
Chances are it involves a calibrace, and let's see if it does. Oh, that's the shot of the game. They tricked me.
Come on, that's the worst shot of the game.
I heard.
Yeah, that's my expression too after that one.
This is the second best shot of the game, right there.
I'm with you. I thought Eric could have gotten that one. The Big Woody's big shot of the ball game brought to you by Big Woody's Sports Bar and Restaurant. 5 great locations in the Lehigh Valley. Your sports food headquarters. Visit us at BigWoody'sPizza.com.
Well, our apologies to Morgan Calabrese because I guarantee you she had a couple big shots this game in the second half.
Who picks those? John, are you responsible for picking those big shots this year?
It's way above my pay grade.
Nazareth with the basketball, leading by 11. Lauren Kresge checks into the ball game. And the ball goes out of bounds.
Out of the timeout, Pennsbury has no choice now but to pick up the pressure defensively, and this is where Nazareth can just really slice you up. They've got such great guard play.
Elizabeth Deitch has checked into the ball game, the 5'7" senior, averaging 1.3. She gets the look, she gets the basket.
You know what? There are kids out there that have played 30 minutes tonight and haven't had a bucket. And how about Deitch? Does a nice job, comes in, cool, calm. What's so tough about this game? An easy 2 points.
Double dribble by Kruscavage. You can say that about Madera too. She was called upon, did not play the entire ball game, and with the injury to Gary, she came in what could have been a very huge spot in the game had Nazareth not strung a couple field goals together here. And they look to put this away as Pennsbury is going to go deeper to the bench. Silvernail comes out onto the floor, as does Lucas.
Yeah, I think that Donna Nicholson is giving some of her younger kids a chance to play now, Chris, and they've had a terrific year too. Anytime you're playing high school basketball in March, you've had a pretty good year.
Pennsbury's wins this year over Neshaminy, Council Rock South, Harry Truman, Penn Salem, Lansdale Catholic, William Tennant, Cornell Egan, Marion Mercy.
Count the dribbles. They still haven't used one. I mean, this is classic basketball. Just keep away.
Ball's tipped away by Kelly. She can't reel it in. Nazareth keeps the possession. And the best season ever for Nazareth will continue. They now have a school record with their 24th win. Under Rich Bickert, they will move on to the second round of the state playoffs.
It's a good win for lots of reasons, Chris. Obviously, they get to move on, but, you know, they were challenged tonight by Pennsbury. This is it's an interesting team. They've got some talent, and they really made Nazareth work. And I think Nazareth, for this game, will be better down the road.
Emily Edwards in for Pennsbury, and that will be the last substitution. Nazareth will win it by a final score of 41-28. The big concern, of course, now is the health of Chelsea Gary. But hopefully she is all right and can come out and play on Tuesday night when they will take on the winner of either number 4 seed Bayard Ruskin out of District 1 or the 4th seed out of District 3 Dover area, and that game will be Tuesday night. Now the Rothrock play of the game.
Yeah, Chris, it had to involve one of these kids. That's a little dribble drive by Morgan Calabrese, and she kicks it out to Molly. And that pretty much, Chris, at that point, it was going to be just too big a hill to climb for Pennsbury.
That was her only 3 of the ball game, but as usual, she dished down a bunch of assists, and that was a key 3 to go along with 3 triples by Morgan Calabrese, who is our Faulkner Cadillac player of the game.
Yeah, it's so difficult when you watch Nazareth play to pick out one player of the game, and this is Morgan Calabrese on a pass from her sister Molly, and she was also, here's the leading scorer of the game. Actually, no, that's Morgan again on a great strip. Here's Morgan on a 3, and again, Nazareth with so many pieces to a very, very impressive puzzle.
Morgan was our Lehigh Valley Insulation leading scorer. Chelsea Gary also in double figures with 10. Sanjana Bethia with an impressive performance tonight, the leading scorer for the Falcons with 15, the only Pennsbury player in double figures. That will do it from Catasauqua High School gym, and there's Chelsea with a little bit better look on her face, and hopefully we'll see her on Tuesday night when Nazareth will be in action again in the second round of the state playoffs. Don't forget, 4 games come your way tomorrow afternoon starting at 3 o'clock. John and I will have a couple of those ball games along with Gary Laubach and Tom Stout. So we'll see you tomorrow afternoon starting at 3 o'clock for 4 live high school basketball state playoff games right here on RCN TV. For John Leone, our director Rick Kehoe, and the entire RCN Sports crew, I'm Chris Michael. Good night, God bless, and thanks for tuning in to RCN Sports.
You're watching RCN TV. RCN TV provides award-winning local programming to viewers in Pennsylvania, the District of Columbia, New York City, New England, and Chicago.